into your child's pose. Make sure that it is as comfortable as possible. As always, find your props to get the floor a bit closer, to support your body a bit more. And for these first moments of practice, let's allow the body to relax, to be heavy. And you might take some open mouth exhales, and with each exhale, you feel your body get closer to the ground. And depending how cushiony your surface is, you might even feel your body sink down a bit more. As if you were making like a print with your body on the ground. And whenever you're ready, begin to transition to a breath that is a bit more sustainable, a bit more uniform. Inhales and exhales are working towards being more or less the same length. And if you can, begin to breathe a bit more through the nose. And as always, just noticing where you're at today. And you could notice if you're comfortable and find it easy to stay here still and just breathing, or if you're a bit more on the edgy side today and you kind of are ready to wiggle, or there's some twitching going on. And then treating the body and the mind as a whole. Noticing any emotional states. And as best you can, trying to let go of expectations about your practice today. Let's take about 5 more breaths here. Noticing your sit bones sinking a little further towards your heels, your neck relaxing a little bit more. And if you haven't got them there already, send your arms out in front of you. Walk your fingers away from your sit bones. Begin to make your child's pose just a little bit more active. So lift your palms, lift your forearms and your elbows. You're on your fingertips. And you keep reaching, crawling those fingers a little further forward. Try to keep your face relaxed and then walk your hands towards the left side. And then get that extra stretch through your right side by walking your right fingers a little further. And then sinking your right sit bone down. Taking another breath in. Another breath out. And then walk those hands back through center and take them all the way towards the right side. Walking your left fingers just a little further. And then sinking your left sit bone down as you find that stretch through the left side of the body. Taking a full breath in. And taking a full breath out. And then with your next inhale, bring those hands back through center. And then walk your hands towards you and come into a table pose. So align your knees to point forward and then lift your sit bones off your heels. And we're going to move between cow and cat, but coming into child's pose for a moment. So as you inhale, go into cow, drop the belly, Open up through your chest, lift the gaze. And then as you exhale and move into cat, send those sit bones towards your heels just for a moment. And then come back up into your cow pose. Inhale, bringing that chest forward, lifting the gaze, lifting those sit bones, and then rounding your spine, tailbone tucks, and then push through your hands as you send your sit bones towards your heels. And then do that again. Come up on the inhale into your cow pose, and move back into cat, and then child's pose, really finding that rounded back body. And a few more. Use your own breath at your own pace. And then the next time that you come into your cow pose, tuck your toes, and let's do a few now with the toes tucked. So just the same idea, but as you send your sit bones towards your heels, your toes are still tucked and you're getting a stretch through the soles of the feet. Keep them tucked as you come into cow, breathing in. And again, rounding towards your child's pose as you breathe out. And a few more, your own pace, once again, with your own breath. And then take one more cow pose. And then as you exhale, return to that child's pose, but this time again, still toes are tucked. See if you can slide your hands forward a bit more. Sit bones towards your heels. See if you can keep your elbows lifted, and then once again come onto your fingertips so your palms will lift too. Head between your arms if possible. Take a full breath in. And take a full breath out. Even more active here, push through those fingers. Send those sit bones a little further towards your heels and see if you can feel a stretch through your armpits. Breathing in and breathing out. With your next inhale, come back up into your table pose and then untuck your toes and give the tops of the feet a little tap against your mat. And then pause with those feet, and we're going to find a little movement through those wrists. So as you inhale, turn your left fingers towards the left, your right fingers towards the right, and then turn them towards you any amount, left and then right. And then turn your left fingers out once again, right fingers out, taking them forward one hand at a time, and then point the fingers, left fingers towards the right and right fingers towards the left. And then again, inhale, coming all the way out, and then fingers towards you. And then switch, taking them the other way, forward, and then facing one another. So now the inner part of your wrist is facing out, and from here we're going to find just a little sway or a little shift from side to side. So keeping your torso neutral, and you're just shifting from left to right. Keep a press through your fingers. So spread the weight on the whole hand. Don't let your wrist take it all. Take another breath in and another breath out. And then bring yourself back through center. Point your fingers forward. And then come only onto your fingers. So your palms are going to lift, but you're coming onto the whole finger. So not fingertips like we were doing before, but on the whole of your fingers. Your thumbs will probably lift, and just pause here for a moment, pressing into the base of your fingers. The base of your hand is lifted. Take another breath in, and then on your exhale, lower those. The whole hand now, palm to the ground. Reach your fingers forward, keep your sit bones and knees in line, and then begin to lower that chest towards the ground, coming into a puppy pose. See if you can feel now again a stretch through the chest, armpits. Your shoulder blades are coming a bit closer together. Breathing in and breathing out. A little bit more lift through your sit bones. Take another inhale. And another exhale. And then walk your hands kind of halfway up. So you're not coming straight into a table pose. Your hands are still forward off your shoulders. And then thread your right arm under the left. And we're coming into thread the needle. See if you can lower your right shoulder to the ground, the side of the face. And if the floor is too far away, remember your block, your props, a blanket, a pillow. See if you can get the head onto a surface so it's supported, and see if you can get your right shoulder also onto something that will support it there. Feel the stretch through the right shoulder blade area. Take a full breath in. Take a full breath out. And then walk your left fingers a little further forward. So see if you can extend your left arm all the way towards the top of your mat. Relax through your face, breathing in and breathing out. Chances are you might need to send your left sit bone a little further back. See how that feels. A nice stretch through the left side too. And then walk that left hand back towards you and then unthread. Plant your right hand, and again you still got your hands a little further forward from your shoulders, and then switch. Left arm is going to thread under the right. See if you can lower the shoulder and the head onto a surface. Pause there for a moment. Feel that stretch through upper left side of the back. And then give a little push through that left shoulder and left arm. So you're pushing into the ground. Maybe walking your right fingers forward towards the top of the mat, and then sending your right sit bone slightly back. Take a full breath in, a full breath out. Another inhale, and another exhale. And then walk that right hand back towards you, unthread, and then come back into a table pose. So now your hands are under your shoulders. Once again, a few cows and cats, dropping belly, lifting through the gaze, chest forward, sit bones up, round that spine, chin towards your chest. This time stay with your cat poses, breathing in into cow and cat, exhale. And really push the floor away with those hands. Again, inhale, cow. And round, exhale. One more time, breath in. And breath out. And then finding a neutral spine, we're going to find a little balance. So when you're ready, your left leg is going to extend out behind you. And then lower the ball of the foot to the mat. Your left knee is lifted. And then walk your right fingers forward towards the top of the mat. Keep your fingertips on the ground. And then inhale, we're going to lift arm and leg, reaching up and reach it high. So if you need to, or if you can, come into a bit of a back bend, do so. And then as you exhale, lower and just tap the floor. Inhale and lift. Exhale and lower. And inhale, lift. Exhale, lower. And now with your next inhale, we'll lift and we'll stay lifted for a moment. So balance, also quite a lot of back strength, back body strength, including glutes and left hamstring. One more breath. And then as you exhale, lower hand and lower knee, coming back into your table. Inhale, drop the belly, lift through your chest. Exhale, round your spine, come into cat and come onto your fingertips. So give your wrists a nice little break here. Really push through those fingertips and really round through that back body. Dropping the head, breathing in and breathing out. And then as you're ready, return to your table pose, planting your hands, neutral spine, and we'll do that on the other side. So right leg is going to lift. And then plant the ball of the foot. And the left finger is going to walk forward. Really extend them forward on the fingertips. And then we're lifting and lowering. And start kind of lower, and then maybe gradually each time you go a little higher. Breathing in to lift. Breathing out and lower, just tap. And then lift. And tap. So you're not putting too much weight into that hand and that foot. Inhale, lift. Exhale, lower. And inhale, lift. And exhale, lower. This time we're going to hold. Inhale, lift. Feel that right glute engage, hamstring, back body, lower back is compressing. Reach through those left fingers. One more breath. And then as you exhale, gently release back down. From here, drop the belly, lift through your chest. And we're coming straight into a child's pose for 3 cycles of breath. Sit bones towards heels. Anything that you want to do with your arms. Something that will feel restful for those wrists and those shoulders. Can be those arms by your side, palms facing up. And then give yourself those breaths. And then those hands are coming forward. And we're coming straight into downward facing dog. Lifting those sit bones up and back. And find some movement in your down dog. Pedaling through your feet. Pressing through those hands. Maybe shifting your hips from side to side. Maybe bend and straighten those knees. And of course, if you'd rather be still, feel free to do that. So after those back bends and that strengthening through the back body, use down dog to really lengthen, neutralize that spine. So think about lengthening the tailbone away from the top of the head and then drawing the belly towards your spine. So engage through those deeper abdominal muscles. And then press a bit more through the pinky toe side of your hands and see if you can broaden through that upper back. Chin towards your chest. Find stillness for another breath in. Breath out. And one more. Inhale. And exhale. From your downward facing dog, walking those feet towards the hands, we'll meet at the top of the mat in a forward fold. And then interlacing those hands and bringing them to the back of the neck, the base of the skull, and then just finding a little extra weight on the head. Elbows are heavy. Remember, you can bend your knees here. And finding some more space in that spine. Another full breath in. And a full breath out. And then releasing those hands, halfway lift on your inhale, lengthen forward. And then as you exhale, fold. 2 more, just like that. Press down through those feet, halfway lift, inhale. Exhale and fold. 1 more, lengthen, inhale, half lift. And then as you exhale, forward fold. Transfer your hands to your hips. Find a nice bend in your knees, chin to chest, and unroll the spine, coming all the way up to standing. Let your arms dangle by your side. Crown of the head reaches tall. And maybe you close your eyes if you're feeling stable and strong through your legs. Just take a moment to check out your mountain pose today. Feel the ground underneath the feet, maybe the texture of the mat or the surface underneath them. And then move up through the legs and feel some engagement through your quads and your glute muscles. Draw the belly towards your spine. Imagine your tailbone dropping straight down towards the floor. And then come up through the torso. Let your shoulders move away from your ears, but keep them broad. And then find a bit more space in the neck, reaching the crown of the head just a little higher. Give yourself a breath in. And a breath out, opening eyes if you had them closed, reaching your arms overhead, breathing in. And then on the exhale, folding forward, bending through those knees. Inhale for a halfway lift, lengthening. Exhale, and we fold. On the inhale, bend those knees, come into chair pose, reach your arms by your ears. As you exhale, lower those arms by your side and maybe even reach them back behind you. As you inhale, reach your arms up, but keep sitting down. Exhale and lower. Inhale and lift. And exhale and lower. Now with your next inhale, straighten legs, reach your arms tall, left arm down for a side stretch. Exhale. Bring yourself back through center. Inhale. And take it to the other side. Exhale. Back through center. Inhale. Left foot steps back. Warrior one. Exhale. Meeting there with hands at heart. Make sure you plant it through the whole of that back foot and you've got that bend in your front knee. As you breathe in, reach your arms tall. And then as you breathe out, right hand around your left wrist, pull that left wrist up and then take it towards the right side some. Keep planted strong through the left side, left leg. So there's no change in your legs and you're getting a stretch through the left side of the torso and maybe all the way down that left leg. Breathe in and breathe out. Bring yourself back through center, release the wrists, and then bring those hands behind you and interlace them at your lower back. Open through your chest, breathing in. And then as you exhale, let's find a fold, hinge through that right hip. Your torso comes just over that right thigh. The crown of the head is reaching forward, and those knuckles are reaching back. Breath in, draw belly to spine. Breath out. Another breath in, strong through those legs. And breath out. With your next inhale, rise that torso, release your arms, reaching them tall. And then as you exhale, send that back foot forward. We're going to come into mountain pose, but slow things down. Really feel that transition, left foot in the air, and eventually planting next to the right, and your hands coming down to your heart. As you breathe in, reach your arms tall. On your exhale, forward fold. Inhale for a halfway lift, lengthening through the spine. Exhale, folding. Inhale, chair pose. Arms lift. And now on your exhale, only left arm is going to lower by your side and reach it back. Inhale and lift. Right arm lowers, exhale. Inhale, lift. Left arm lowers, exhale. And inhale, lift. And right arm lowers, exhale. As you inhale, arms lift, straighten legs, come all the way up. Right arm down for a side stretch. Exhale, staying with your breath. Back through center, breathing in. Other side, breathing out. Inhale, back through center. Warrior one, your right foot is going to step back. See if you can slow things down. Feel that transition. Plant through that back foot, strong stance here. And when you're ready, reach your arms tall, breathing in. This time your left hand is going to wrap around your right wrist. Pull that right wrist up. Already feel that stretch through the right side of the torso. And then take it over some without losing the connection of that right foot with the ground. Strengthen that right glute. Breathe in. And breathe out. As you breathe in, come back through center, release the wrist, reach your arms behind you. Find the opposite interlace of your fingers. Open up through your chest, breath in. And then hinge through that left hip as you breathe out and really press through that back foot. Again, that strong line from crown of the head to hands or to knuckles, reaching in opposite directions. Belly to spine, breath in. Breath out. One more. With your next breath in, we are rising up, releasing those hands, and we're coming to the top of the mat once again. So again, an opportunity to really explore some balance in this transition. Planting that right foot next to the left and bringing hands to your heart. Mountain pose. Take a full inhale. A long exhale. With your next breath in, reach your arms up. Inhale. As you exhale, fold forward. Inhale to a halfway lift. Exhale, planting your hands, stepping your feet back. We're coming into downward facing dog. Pause, breathing in and breathing out. In your down dog, see if you can get your heels a bit heavier and send them towards the floor. They don't have to touch, but it will give you a nice stretch through the backs of your legs. And as always, your knees can be bent. Push the floor away with your hands. Take another inhale. Exhale. Now with your next inhale, stay in your down dog, but just lift your heels. So you're coming onto the balls of the feet. So sit bones are lifting a bit higher, but your chest is still drawing towards your thighs. With your next exhale, lower your knees to the mat and come into a table pose. Nice job. Your hands are going to come under your shoulders. Untuck your toes if that's comfortable. Find just some cows and cats. Breathing in, breathing out. And again. And then combine these cows and cats with some side stretches. So those kind of C shapes with the body. Send your gaze towards your left heel, then back through center, and your gaze towards your right heel, and then center, and a couple more just like that. And then meet back with a neutral spine in your table pose, and just check those shoulders and that chest. So make sure that your chest is not just dropping between your shoulders. You want to keep pushing through your hands. Okay, so keep that broad upper back. Don't let your shoulder blades just squeeze or drop towards one another. With your table pose, with your next inhale, your left leg is going to extend out behind you. And then as you exhale, let's plant the ball of the foot. So knee is staying lifted. Now, as you breathe in, we're going to open up the right arm towards the right side and open up your chest towards the right, just like we do with thread the needle, but we've got that left leg extended out. Open up. As you exhale, thread that arm and just reach to the left. And then do that again. Keep pushing through that left heel. Inhale, open. Exhale, thread. And inhale, open. Exhale, thread. And this time on the inhale, we're going to open and then swim that right hand forward. And again, land on your fingertips just like we did earlier. Left leg is out behind us. Right hand is out in front of us. We're going to lift on the inhale, leg and arm. And then on the exhale, we're going to draw elbow to knee underneath us. And then as you inhale, lengthen out and lift. Exhale again, elbow to knee. One more time, inhale, lift. Find some of that back bend. And exhale, really hug in. See if you can pause here. Knee towards elbow, drawing everything towards the belly, rounding the spine. Another inhale. And then as you exhale, release. Right hand lowers, left knee lowers. Take a moment here, breath in, cow pose, and then breath out. Come onto your fingertips, bring those hands closer to your knees, find your cat pose, and give your wrists a little break. Dropping the chin towards the chest, find also that space in the back of your neck, and then draw the belly towards your spine. One more breath. And then return to your table pose, planting your hands, neutral spine, and we'll do all of that on the other side. Right leg is going to rise, and then plant the ball of the foot. Knee is extended, but your hips stay in line, right? And your hip bones are still facing the floor. And then when you're ready, that left arm is going to come out into a T and then up towards the ceiling as you open up your torso towards the left side. And then we're going to thread. Okay? Thread that arm, your gaze goes to the right. And then again, inhale, open up, stay strong through your right leg, right glute. Exhale, thread. Inhale, open. Exhale, thread. And inhale, open. And this time, left hand goes all the way forward. Come onto your fingertips. Okay, make any adjustments you need to. Make sure you're pushing away through your right hand. And then when you're ready, we're going to lift arm and leg. Left arm, right leg. And then exhale, elbow to knee. Find that rounding through your spine. Inhale, lengthen and lift. Nice job. Exhale, bring everything in. Again, inhale, lift. And exhale, bring it in and hold. Pause, breath in. Breath out. Nice job. One more. Inhale. And then as you exhale, hand lowers and knee lowers. From here into child's pose. Maybe you slide your knees a bit wider, bring your toes, your big toes to touch, and send your heels all the way down towards send your sit bones all the way down towards your heels. Your hands or arms can slide forward. If you prefer, you could bend your elbows, hold onto opposite elbows. Anything that feels restful at this point. And then give yourself a few cycles of breath, maybe open mouth exhales. And once again, see if you can feel that grounding happening. The ground underneath you, supporting you, holding you. And trust that if you rest now, you'll be able to engage again later. So if you let go, you might be able to hold on or engage a bit more efficiently afterwards. Two more breaths. And then as you inhale, bring those arms out in front of you once again and make your way into downward facing dog, tucking those toes and lifting those knees and hips. If you want, find a little movement or find stillness, whatever works for you at this point. Full breath in and full breath out. And think about more weight going into your legs and your heels as you push through your hands. And then we'll make our way to the top of the mat, however you want to get there, eventually finding a forward fold. And once again, option here of holding onto opposite elbows or interlacing your hands and bringing them to the base of your skull as you add just a bit more weight to your head, a bit more traction to your spine. Your sit bones are lifting, your heels are pressing down, and the upper body is as relaxed as possible. And then release those hands. And slowly, hands can come to your waist. Nice bend in your knees, chin to chest as you make your way up to stand. Once you get to your mountain pose, shoulders come up by your ears and then relax them down. Turn your palms to face forward. Crown of the head reaches tall. And if you feel like closing your eyes for a moment, do so. Really engaging and feeling the body here in this standing position. Breath in and breath out. Opening eyes, if you close them, reach your arms tall, inhale. And as you exhale, right arm down, side stretch. Back through center, breathing in. And taking it over to the other side as you breathe out. Back through center, inhale. And then inhale, that left knee is going to rise. So straight up, see if you can ground through your right leg, right foot, and just draw that left knee as close to your chest as is available. Keep it lifted, take a full breath in. And then on your exhale, send it back. And this time, warrior two. So quite a transition there, balancing, moving, balance. And then once you get into your warrior two, reach your arms forward and back. And remember the difference between warrior two and warrior one. One of the differences is the position of your feet. In this case, they're in line, heel to arch of that back foot. Right knee is drawing towards your pinky, and then with your next breath in, straighten through that front leg and find triangle pose. Hinge through your right hip as you reach forward, and then lower that hand wherever it gets to. Left arm is going to go in the opposite direction. Take a full breath in and take a full breath out. Strong through those legs, another inhale and another exhale. As you breathe in, rise up, bend into that front knee once again. And as you exhale, hands to the mat and step it back into downward facing dog. With your next inhale, come out into a plank pose. And then pause here as you exhale. See if you can shift a bit from side to side without changing the position of your feet or your hands. Press through the whole hand. And then bring yourself back through center and back into downward facing dog. Take a full breath in here. And then on your exhale, bend your knees, look forward and take a little bunny hop towards your hands. The feet don't have to get there. They might come halfway up the mat and then walk them forward. And then find your forward fold at the top of the mat. As you inhale, hands to your hips, slowly make your way up to stand. And on your exhale, arms by your side and back in your mountain pose. Reach your arms tall, breathing in. Exhale, right arm down, side stretch. Inhale, back through center. Exhale to the other side. Inhale through center. This time we're going to lift that right knee straight up. So keep that standing position. You're just lifting that right knee as close to your chest as you can. Squeeze through your left glutes. And then from here, with your next exhale, send that right leg back and find your warrior two. Again, a bit of a tricky balance transition. Reach your arms forward and back. Breathing here. Remember, left knee going now to left pinky. Squeeze through those right glutes and press through the pinky toe side of your back foot. When you're ready, straighten through that front leg, but don't straighten just by pulling the knee back. Think about pushing through that front foot as you push away from it to straighten that leg. You'll keep some engagement in your quad and then hinge through your hip, reach forward, and then lower that left hand. It might come to your thigh, to your shin. If you've got your block and you want to use it, it might come to your block. Right arm is going in the opposite direction, and think about broad through your chest. Breathing in. Nice job. Try not to hyperextend that front knee. So a little micro bend. There you go. Nice. Breathing out. One more breath in. And then as you inhale, rising up, bend into that front knee. You're back in your warrior two. And then hands to the mat. Downward facing dog. From your downward facing dog, come out into your plank pose. And now rather than shifting from side to side, we're going to shift forward and back. Okay, so you're coming more onto those fingertips, onto your tiptoes, and then back onto the balls of the feet. And a few times just like that. Without lifting your hips. So you're still in your plank pose, but you're just shifting forward and back on your feet and hands. There you go, squeezing through the glutes. One more breath in, breath out. And then let's meet back in downward facing dog. Exhale. Full breath in. And then as you exhale, lower your knees and all the way back into your child's pose. And we've done child's pose a few times today, so just notice if it's feeling any different as you repeat it. Okay, so again, looking for that restful child's pose. And you might find yourself getting closer and closer to the ground each time you go there. The hips might be a bit more open. Those sit bones might get a bit closer to the heels. That chest might get closer to the ground. You might be able to find a bit more ease here. See if you can soften through the jaw, the eyes, and maybe some open mouth exhales. Taking one more breath here. And then with your next inhale, walk those hands towards you, lift your spine, and make your way into a seat. However you want to get there, maybe shifting your feet to one side, sit bones plant, and then bringing those legs in front of you. And then once you've got your legs in front of you, we're going to come all the way down onto our backs. And we're going to do a little bit of core work before we go into body scan. And you can start that core work by our lowering back or lowering down. So when you're ready, feet stay planted, reach your arms forward, find that lengthened spine. So broaden chest, draw shoulders away from ears. And then as you exhale, come halfway down. See if you can keep that shape with your chest. So you've got that V shape now going on. And now begin to round. So chin to chest and then lower back, mid back, shoulder blades, and head. Once the back body is on the ground, just draw your knees into your chest. Give yourself a little hug and a little rock. And then we're going to go into a reclined eagle pose. So we're going to start by crossing the right thigh over the left thigh. And you could do this with your left foot on the ground if you wish. So the left knee is bent, right thigh comes over. Some of you might tuck your right toes behind the left calf. Some of you will keep that right foot just squeezing towards that left leg. Okay, see what works for you. And then once you've got your eagle legs, pause there. We're going to find eagle arms. So open your arms out into a T. And then as you exhale, your right arm is going to come under the left. We're going to try and cross at the elbows and then bend those elbows and bring your hands or to your shoulders or your forearms towards one another or your hands or palms touching. Okay, so find your version of eagle arms, the one that works best for you. Once you've got this, your shoulders and elbows are going to be in line, and then see if you can get your knees and hips in line. So that will mean your feet are going to lift off the ground. Okay. So you've got your eagle pose, but with your back on the ground. Now we're going to inhale to extend elbows away from knees, but see if you can keep your feet lifted. So your arms are going kind of overhead and your feet are moving away from you. And then as you exhale, bring your elbows and knees as close together as you can. You might even lift the head. And then again, inhale and extend out. Send your elbows away and knees away from one another. Exhale, draw them in. Maybe head lifts. Again, extending out, breathing in. And draw them in. Exhale. Last one, I promise. Extend. Last one on this side. And then draw them in. And now if your head is lifted, gently lower it back. Unwind your arms. Unwind your legs. Plant your feet wide. Your arms can open up into a T. And just find some gentle window wiper poses with your legs. So just let your knees drop to one side and then towards the other, just very gentle and loose. If you need to find a little movement through the neck, do so. If you notice tension built up in the face, release it. And then bring those knees back through center, bring them hip width, and we're going to find the same thing on the other side. So this time your right thigh is going to cross over the left, your left thigh over the right, sorry. And then find your eagle legs, and then open arms out into a T, and your left arm under the right. Cross at your elbows, find the version of eagle arms that works best for you. And then when you're ready, get those elbows in line with your shoulders and get your knees in line with your hips. Once you have this, we'll start working. So take a full breath in and extend elbows away from knees. Knees go forward, elbows go back. And then as you exhale, elbows to knees, maybe head lifts. And then again, extend, inhale, and squeeze in, exhale. Try to keep that lower back planted the whole time. Extend. And squeeze in. Last one, extend. And draw in. Nice job. And then lowering head, unwinding those arms, unwinding your legs. And this time those knees are coming towards your armpits. And then just hands on your shins or behind your knees. And just give yourself a little rock from side to side. So kind of like a bit of a happy baby. But the heels are dropping towards the glutes. And we're giving ourselves this movement from side to side. So allow your knees to be apart from one another. That will give you a little bit more broadness through that back body. Another breath in and breath out. And then let's come back through center. Release those feet to the ground. Let your knees rest against one another. Bring your hands to your belly. And just concentrate on lengthening a bit more through your spine, pressing down through that lower back, finding a bit more space between and around those shoulder blades. And then use your next inhale to really expand through that belly. And your next exhale to let that breath move out through the mouth, softening through the belly. And then find a couple more like that. And with each exhale, see if you can feel that tension and effort melt away. And as that occurs, once again, see if you can feel your body get closer to the ground. And see if you can feel the ground supporting, holding you here. If you're feeling comfortable in this position, stay. If not, find the position which will allow you to be still for the next minute. What is it? Maybe like 7 minutes or so. And we'll find that stillness physically. And we'll just move with that attention through the body. So just notice what you are paying attention to right now. And then collect all that attention and focus it on the right foot. And travel towards the big toe on your right foot. And there might be sensations of warmth or cold, sensations related to contact with clothing or air, sensations intrinsic to your big toe, or no sensation right now. And then guide your attention from the right big toe through the top of that right foot. Move through your right ankle and up the right shin. Pause when you arrive at your right knee and notice once again any sensations arising in that area of the body. And from your right knee, moving that attention through your right thigh, through the right hip, the right side of your belly and waist, and your right rib cage, through the right armpit, and the right shoulder. And taking a moment here, noticing sensations that might be happening in that area of the body. Noticing if you are eager to find something, and giving yourself the possibility of no sensation right there at this point. Moving now from that right shoulder up the right side of the neck and the right side of the head. And coming all the way up to the top of the head, the crown of the head. Maybe visualizing that part of the body in space and its relationship to the rest of your body, to the room, to the earth and the ground. Now moving down the center of the face, the forehead, space between eyebrows, the nose, the lips, the chin, down the throat, and then moving towards the left side, to the left shoulder, and down that left arm through your elbow and your forearm, your wrist, the palm, and all the way to the pinky finger. Pausing, noticing any urges to move. Noticing any other reactions, dialogue. And then of course any other sensations physically, including no sensation. And then moving that attention once again back up the left arm to the left shoulder. And moving through the back of the body on this left side, the back ribs, the left side of that lower back, and the back of your left hip. Taking a moment there, pausing. Maybe feeling that connection, that contact with ground. Maybe other sensations. Maybe there's a dialogue that comes up when we place attention on this area of the body. Now moving through the back of that left leg and the back of the knee, the calf, the back of your ankle, and the left heel. And traveling through the sole of that left foot, all the way to the pinky toe. Maybe here also there are some urges to move. Maybe some sensations of warmth or cold. Maybe other sensations, or maybe none at this point. And now begin to broaden your attention, including all toes, both feet. Coming up through the legs to include them and the hips, including the torso and your arms, and your hands and fingers, including the neck and the head, the front and the back body. And then including that breath, the movement that keeps happening in the body as we breathe in and breathe out. Sometimes more subtle, sometimes more obvious. And as you tune into your breath, begin to find gentle movement back into your fingers and your toes, your ankles, your wrists. Moving in any other way that feels right to you. Maybe giving the whole body a stretch. And if you're on your back, you might roll onto one side of the body as you bring those knees in towards your chest and you support your head in your arms. As you arrive, can you give yourself a breath in and a long breath out? And then we'll make our way up into a seat to end practice together. Resting hands maybe on your lap or at your heart. And then finding that lifted spine but relaxed through the shoulders and the face. As always, taking a moment to acknowledge the practice, a practice that will never end being a practice. To acknowledge ourselves for choosing to practice today. To acknowledge those who have practiced with us at any point. And then to acknowledge all those who make it possible. We'll end with a word that means that the light in me recognizes and honors the light in you. Namaste.